Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cobra here today, and today we're back for another CSGO ESL One Cologne 2016 Pick'em and Fantasy Team Challenge video. Today we'll be going over Group Stage Day 3 and the Fantasy Team. I'll give you a little rerun of what happened on Day 2. Basically, when we went 5 for 8, which is not bad. It's not as good as I wanted to do, but I also want to say sorry for not getting a video out yesterday on the Day 2. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think, but I didn't get the video out, which I should have. I messed around way too much and didn't end up getting the video out. But since I didn't get the video out, I'll show you my picks. Nothing was really that big of a surprise, except the Astralis game. I thought there was no way Astralis could get beat by Gambit, but apparently Astralis's Dupree is having some like appendix infection, so he's actually having to get surgery. So that could have definitely been bothering him and his team during that game. So I kind of understand why they got upset in that game, but that was the big kind of shocker match. Liquid VP was kind of around a 50-50 as well as Mouse and Envy, so I'm not as surprised about losing those two as I am Astralis. The other ones we got good wins with Flipside, Navi, Dig, SK, and Fnatic. I knew Fnatic would bounce back, and the G2 curse is still on. But anyway, we're at 18 points. We're 7 away from bronze. We're still on a good track to get gold. I think we can, if we get all of these right tomorrow, we'll be on a really good track to get gold. We'll definitely have bronze, or we should at least. But yeah, so we're gonna try to shoot for all the games tomorrow. My first pick is actually gonna be with Dignitas, which a lot of the times I would have definitely went with Astralis. However, with one of their players out and their coach filling in for them, I don't see them winning this. I kind of saw them as a weak opponent anyway because Dig was playing really good. Rubino just went off, and Astralis is definitely a better team than CLG. But if Rubino goes off again, I think it's a definite Dignitas win, which I want to make a statement. I do not think Rubino is going to go off like he did in the CLG game. I think that was kind of a one-time thing. But if he does, Astralis is pretty much over, I think. They kind of have similar play styles and a semi-similar map pool, so I think Dignita should be able to just outgun them with a man down. Some of the strats will be weird, and some of the calls will be different since their coach is going to be in-game and not being able to sit out and observe. So I think Dignitas is going to take the first game. This is kind of my only iffy game. All the other ones seem pretty straightforward. Next, we got Ninjas in Pajamas versus Flipside. This should be an easy game for Ninjas. The Ninjas are way better than the Flipside guys. I know the Flipside guys have some insane strats, but their firepower just isn't that good. They are not as good on the skill side of CS, and that's why they almost choked against Optic earlier, because they have good strats, but they just can't hold and win those gunfights. And Ninjas have really good strats, and they have the skill. So Ninjas should easily take this game, especially in a best of 3. I think Ninjas have a little bit deeper map pool as well. Next up, we got Liquid versus Mouse Sports. This is another kind of obvious Liquid one for me. A lot of people seem to think this might be a little bit closer, and it possibly could be. Mouse Sports did play fairly decent, but I think Liquid should definitely have the upper hand over Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports, in my opinion, is not that great of a team. They beat Envy, so what? Envy's slumping really bad, and I just feel like Mouse Sports always finds a way to choke the match. Like, they were up 7-0 against VP and ended up choking, and VP came back and won 16-10, so that means they only got 3 rounds after going up 7-0, which is unacceptable. I don't think you can beat very many teams that way, and I just really like the Liquid lineup right now with JDM, Simple, Hiko, and Elise has been playing pretty good as well. I know Hiko didn't have the best day today, but he was on Cobble, which is not a very good map for him, but I'll get to that later. But anyway, in a best of 3 scenario, I think Liquid's map pool may be a little bit better than Mouse Sports, and I think their players are definitely better than Mouse Sports, and their strats may be a little bit better than Mouse Sports. So overall, I just think Liquid is the better team. Finally, we get to FaZe Clan and Fnatic. And I know FaZe Clan has already beat Fnatic, but that was kind of a fluky game. I think Fnatic threw some rounds. I won't necessarily call it a fluke because FaZe kind of went out and won it, but Fnatic also kind of handed it to them, throwing away some key rounds. So I think Fnatic should be able to win this one. They get the better players again, better map pool, better strats, and Fnatic is a top 3 team. So FaZe is kind of like a 10-ish team, 8 to 10, 8 to 12 team. So I don't see FaZe Clan upsetting in a best of 3. Fnatic are kings of best in 3s, and I can't see them going out in groups. Fnatic is just so much better than FaZe Clan all around, and more consistent, and so much better in these majors is what I meant to say. So anyway, there's my picks for Group Stage Day 3. Dignitas, Ninjas, Team Liquid, and Fnatic. Now on to my fantasy team. Now this is an interesting fantasy team. I don't know what you guys are going to think of it. Our fantasy team did actually not do that good yesterday. We were sitting alright with our fantasy team the first day. Yesterday, Hiko and Kerrigan majorly underperformed. Kerrigan absolutely killed us, and then Hiko had a bad day, but I think that might have had something to do with the map again. I'll get to that in a little bit. But other than that, Coldzera did good. C's did alright, and Fallen did alright. So we're in the 42% rank right now. That's not enough for any type of trophy / medal, but right now is really when you need to start turning up. The best of 3 games is when you kind of start turning up and where the points start mattering a bit more. Because if I have just 10 more points, I'm in the 30% range, and I'm getting a bronze medal. So it's not that big of a deal that I'm 42% in my opinion. Tomorrow will be a big day, though. I really need to do good tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and get to tomorrow's picks. As you see, first up we got Get Right. He will be replacing Coldzera because Coldzera is not playing tomorrow. Some of the other people are playing, so that's why you'll see people like Fallen and Coldzera replaced. Otherwise, they would not be replaced. But Get Right has done fairly decent this tournament. I think he is ranked, let me see, 12th from all KD players, and that's what you want for the Commando. You want a difference in KD and someone that can get a lot of kills. I think there'll be a fairly even match against Flipside tomorrow as well. Not even, a fairly lopsided map against Flipside. They should be able to just steamroll them and roll right over them. So I think Get Right's skill will be way better than the people of Flipside's, and he can absolutely just wreck them, and that's why I put him as the Commando. Next up, we got the Clutch King with Hiko, and a lot of you might be saying, why are you still doing that after he had such a poor performance yesterday? And simply put, Hiko's just not good on Cobble. That map's not a good map for him. He can't do his kind of lurking. It's just kind of an awkward map for Hiko's play style. So I believe that's why he didn't play well yesterday, and I'm expecting him to play much better since they'll get to pick maps they like and that he plays good in the best of 3 format, and he'll be playing on more than just Cobblestone, and he may not even have to play on Cobblestone. So next up, we have Dennis, which is kind of another surprising pick, but I think Dennis is a really consistent player, and he's actually doing pretty good on the pistol side of things. He's ranked 9th. His KD is not the best, but like I said, his pistol kills is tied for 5th with a bunch of other players. His KD is just not as good, but I think they really should be able to take it to FaZe tomorrow. I don't think FaZe will be able to put up much of a fight. I think it'll kind of be a semi-lopsided map as well. I do know FaZe beat them already, but I think Fnatic will take it a lot more seriously this time, and Dennis should have a good KD as long with keeping up with these pistol kills. Next up, we have Simple as the injury fragger, and you guys might be wondering on this as well. He didn't do that good the first day. He only got like 18 points or something. But he actually played excellent yesterday, so I'm expecting him to carry this over again. I think their match against Mouse will be fairly easy for them, especially a player at the caliber of Simple. He's a very good player and should be able to mop up the Mouse players any day of the week. He's just a generally really good player, and I think he should be going for those opening kills tomorrow and overall have a really good KD, which should result in pretty good scores. Lastly, we got the Sniper, and I think this was a very obvious pick. I think this is pretty much everyone's Sniper for Day 3. JDM, he basically only uses the Sniper. The Sniper is basically the only way he gets kills. So when he's buying a gun, he just immediately goes for the Sniper or the AWP. So he's actually gotten 38 kills and 27 of them have been op kills. So he just only does op kills. So that's good. That'll get this the 2 bonus points with a kill for sniper. And his KD will be decent. Again, I think they should have a pretty good matchup against Mouse and be able to take their players out pretty easily, which would result in a good KD for him. So anyway, that's my team. Get Right Commando, Hiko Clutch, King Dennis, Eco Warrior, Simple, Entry Fragger, and JDM Sniper. We're going to go ahead and submit that roster. I'm just going to check it real quick. Get Right, Hiko, Dennis, Simple, JDM. Okay, roster, team submitted. You can't click submit team anymore. It's now active. Hopefully this team does good for us. I'm really hoping good things from this team. And again, I'll show you guys my pick'ems. They're all in. Dig. No, I'm going to keep it in there, just making sure it's in, Ninja's in, Liquid's in, and Fnatic's in. So those are my picks for ESL Cologne 2016 Day 3. If you guys have any different picks or think anything's wrong with this, please leave it down in the comments below. I'm probably not going to change any of this, however, this is kind of the set in stone thing, because I probably won't be up much longer, and the major starts at like 4 in the morning, so I'm definitely not going to be watching that. But anyway, guys, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed or found any of this information useful. Also, subscribe to keep up to date with all these pick'em videos and more CSGO and FPS content. And guys, just thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.